Hello everyone, as with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here at $1.41. It's nice to see XRP holding above $1.40 once again. And if you look at the 1-week chart, look at how bullish this still looks. I'm expecting more upward movement from here. And all eyes are on Bitcoin right now as well because it's sitting above 81K. And like I said, if Bitcoin starts to rise, it's going to pull the rest of the market up with it. And that's what's happening right now. But will the Bitcoin momentum continue? It's going to eventually top out. Is it going to top out at 150K like people are predicting? I'm thinking it maybe goes back above 100K before it breaks down, but it doesn't look like we're going to see this parabolic run-up that people keep citing. You got to remember, the Clarity Act is going to be great for all of crypto, but it's going to benefit altcoins more than it benefits Bitcoin. And here's the new narrative. Alt season is never coming back. I remember people saying this in the past, and you could even see it on the Bitcoin dominance right here. I'm sure back then people were like, alt season's canceled, it's over, right before this major dip on the Bitcoin dominance. We will see that happen again. And this move literally took about 3 months or so to happen. But during the first drop is when XRP and Ethereum, they started popping off already. And we're going to see the same thing happen because history tends to repeat itself, especially in the crypto space. And then there's the fear and greed index, and we're still sitting at neutral. But I think people are starting to get excited now. I see all these big predictions coming out for Ethereum all of a sudden. XRP, Cardano, even Flare is getting big predictions now as well. And I think it's because people are starting to feel comfortable in the direction that the market's going. As long as we don't see some real world event that sends Bitcoin plummeting again, I think we are finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And Brad Garlinghouse talked about a level playing field today at Consensus. Take a listen to this.
But on the topic of the XRP army, look, one of the greatest things about crypto in general is the community behind it. The people who see the opportunity for rewiring financial infrastructure using technologies that reduce cost, improve speed. Like, these are unlocks. Look, the XRP army has been an unbelievable supportive group, allies, and I have also said to that community and to the entire crypto community, tribalism is bad for our industry. I've never been an XRP maxi, and people who are out there kind of just, it's not going to be a one-chain world. It's going to be a multi-chain world. I want to see Bitcoin be successful. I love what's going on in the XRP ecosystem. I was in Vegas last week at XRP Las Vegas, and it was the most vibrant, the most active that community has ever been. It was really spectacular.
And it does feel like you're out there with a message, hold us accountable.
Yeah,
make us do the work.
For sure. I mean, look, Ripple has always been the most interested advocate in the XRP ecosystem. We own a ton of XRP. That doesn't give us control of XRP. We're not proof of stake and how that architecture works. But we have always been leaning in, and how do we do things that are good for the XRP ecosystem? All the acquisitions we made, all the building we're doing is in service of how do we accelerate the adoption, the usefulness of XRP, the liquidity of XRP, and the trust of XRP.
And that's why I've been saying all along that those acquisitions just bring more utility to XRP over time. And I don't hate Bitcoin either. The problem I see with Bitcoin is the people behind it. That marketing team, Michael Saylor, Jack Mallers, they hate every other cryptocurrency. And all they want is new investors piling into Bitcoin so they could be used later for exit liquidity. But in a level playing field, XRP is going to outperform the rest time and time again. And that's why a level playing field is so important when it comes to XRP. A great day for XRP ETFs with $25 million in daily volume. Remember, I said the price will rise and the volume will rise with it. Now you're going to start to see the institutions really start to wake up and get that exposure to this cryptocurrency. That demand never went away. Even on the worst days with XRP, you still seen inflows into those ETFs. That demand is only going to rise from here. And whenever you feel bad about being down on your investment, just take a look at Dave Portnoy. $500 million plus Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy bought $1 million of XRP at $2.23, saying he was buying the fear. He is currently down nearly $400,000 on his investment. But Dave is going to get back to profit the second that XRP starts to break out. As long as you don't sell, you don't lose anything in this space. I see people all the time saying, I'm losing money every single day because the price is dropping on this crypto or that crypto. You're not losing money unless you actually hit that sell button. Until then, you are just down on your investment. XRP targets $8, $13, and $27 once it establishes this foundation in 2026. So Greg is now saying that we will likely see a bottom form between 70 and 90 cents based on historic support trends. I disagree with that because I believe that we already established a bottom at $1.30. Now, could XRP go back below $1? Absolutely. All it takes is a couple of real-world events to start plummeting this market back down. But if you look at XRP right now, it still looks really bullish. It looks like the momentum is finally back behind this cryptocurrency. I just want to see us get above $1.50 because then we will start to see higher prices in the short term. There's a big resistance wall between $1.45 and $1.50. If we get through that, everything still looks great going forward. But then we would go on to hit those much higher price predictions. You know, think about it like this. 1,000 XRP this year could be worth somewhere between 25 and 50K if everything plays out the way people are expecting it to play out. Maybe even 100K with a few catalysts driving the price of XRP. Moscow Exchange unveils XRP index, expanding crypto lineup with Solana, BNB, and TRX. So it doesn't look like Russia is just sitting back and watching everything go by. Russia also wants to capitalize on the next move up in crypto. And Russia was the one really fast-tracking a lot of things over the last couple of years. Remember, they were like one of the first countries to start talking about a central bank digital currency, and they were pushing full steam ahead. That was back in like 2022, and I said that's going to change the 2030 timeline. Now they're starting to get heavily involved with crypto, which shows you the direction they're leaning in, because every country out there, they want to become the crypto capital of the world, and they want to capitalize on the fact that the U.S. is lagging behind because nothing seems to be able to get past in Washington. Just in, Brad Garlinghouse calls the Bullish deal the biggest crypto deal ever, highlighting the partnership with Bullish as a major unlock for both companies. Take a listen.
Couple big headlines overnight. I say this, the Bullish deal, obviously the biggest crypto deal ever. I think is also an amazing example, I think not dissimilar to some of the acquisitions Ripple has made of traditional finance bridging to DeFi crypto, where Equinity, I think, had zero activity around all things crypto, tokenization, real world assets, and now being partnered with Bullish. I think it's a big unlock for both companies, and not surprisingly, the stock's way up on the news.
And then you look at Bullish, what they're doing beyond that. The institutional grade digital asset platform today announced it has entered into a definitive agreement to acquire Equinity, a leading global transfer agent and provider of mission critical shareholder services, in a transaction valued at $4.2 billion. So right away, Bullish starts expanding out. They partner with Ripple and continue to expand. And that's what I've been saying also, is we watch the direct lines back to Ripple, but then there's other rails getting put in place outside of Ripple, but still have Ripple ties. It's partners of Ripple going out there and building out and growing every single day. This comes from Pharaoh. The previous bull run was cut short. For that reason, the next one will be longer. The infamous super cycle. Many believe it to be a myth. That's fine. Let them. Only those who can see what's going on will benefit. You're right at the beginning of it. So he's saying that for the fact that this whole cycle has been delay after delay and prolonged, that now we're going to see a super cycle going forward. And I see a lot of other people citing that as well. I think we're leaning into something different, though. I don't think it's going to be an alt season like we've seen in the past. I think we're going to start to see the early signs of a massive utility run. Because if you're going to have all this value coming on chain and XRP is being utilized to move that value from point A to point B, that's XRP's utility working in real time. Then you start to look out a little bit more and you start to see remittances rising around the world as well. XRP moving value and moving money across those remittances rails. That is what I want to see happen inside of 2026. And you couple that with RLUSD momentum as well, and that still adds value to XRP. Crypto Haze has predicted that 99% of alts could collapse to virtually zero. And you know what? I totally agree with that. Arthur Hayes, I would never take investment advice from him. And I know he's one of those Bitcoin maxi guys. But every once in a while, he likes to talk about altcoins. And he's not wrong here. 99% of altcoins are most likely going to disappear once regulations show up. We're going to see a major flush in the crypto space. And what's left is going to be a handful of cryptocurrencies that go on to be the future of crypto. And that's why if you get in now before that happens, there's a very good chance you're going to make a hell of a lot of money because of that flush. Because those people that have money in those coins, they're not leaving crypto. They're not going to pack up and say, okay, well, this coin failed, so I'm out. No, they're going to move their money into something that has actual value, actual utility, real world use case. And that's why XRP is most likely going to capitalize on that liquidity movement at the same time. It's going to be a couple of things that get us there is what I'm saying. People at a penny, I should have bought XRP. People at 10 cents, I should have bought XRP. People at $1, I should have bought XRP. Wait until XRP is at double digits. People are going to be looking back to this time right now and saying, I should have loaded up on XRP at $1.41. Remember when it was sitting above $3 and everybody said they should have bought just above $1, or they should have bought at 50 cents when everybody was telling people to buy at 50 cents? That opportunity is still here, but the window is closing. I stress that all the time because I know there's a lot of people still sitting on the sidelines hoping it goes below $1. I see people hoping for 50 cents again. I honestly believe 50 cents is gone forever. Can we come close to $1? Possibly. But I still look at this chart and it screams breakout at any moment. And the fact that Bitcoin's already rising, if Bitcoin continues to rise from here, I could see us getting through the next resistance points with XRP as well. But it all comes down to what happens over the next 24 to 48 hours. I never like to be like, hey, we're so back. Bitcoin's back above 80K. I want to see it stay above 80K before I start to get excited. But right now, everything looks great for crypto going forward. Let's see where we go from here. And until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.